live on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's 3 quick stories you're seeing on social. Netflix finally cracking down on password sharing. Boo.
I know. Come on, man.
This upsets me. In a new posting on its website, Netflix says it'll block devices that don't regularly connect to the main account's home Wi-Fi each month.
Lame.
Boo.
Lame. Thanks for raining on all of our parades.
Yeah.
Well, a fast food chain in Australia is now going viral after it tried to ban teens. Hungry Jack's posted a sign outside one location saying they won't be serving anyone under 17 without a guardian. Can you do that?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, malls kind of do that sometimes.
No, I guess
like
so.
curfews and stuff. I don't
Interesting.
know. And check this out. This little good boy right here.
Oh.
This is Bobby from Portugal. And it's now the world's oldest living dog and oldest dog ever. That's according to the Guinness Book of World Records. He's 30 years old.
He beat our little guy here in Preble County.
I know, by 3 years. That's crazy. Having 30 years? That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild. And new this morning, every year, more than 350,000 cardiac arrests occur outside of the hospital. Today, of course, we are sporting our red for National Wear Red Day to raise awareness about cardiovascular health.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live outside of Kettering Health as they prepare to launch a brand new project with the American Heart Association. Alex.
Yep, sorry you guys, ignore the plastic going around the camera. The American Heart Association really wants to highlight women's heart health specifically. It's important to get that education to take care of not only your heart health, but also the women you know and love. Now, CPR can double or triple a person's chance of survival. Very soon, the first American Heart Association mobile hands-only CPR training kiosk in the country will be available to the public in Dayton. It's starting out at Wright State University. You may have seen one of these kiosks. There's one at the University of Dayton right now, and they're set up with several airports.
Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women and will claim the lives of 1 in 3 women. And so it is so important and critical to make sure that we have those tools and resources made available to all of the women in our lives so that they can be as healthy and as strong as possible for as long as possible.
She tells me less than half of our population knows how to perform CPR. And one of the biggest things that we can all do to be proactive around heart health is being trained and confident with CPR. And to learn more about resources available, you can head to the local section of our website, Dayton247now.com, and just click on this story. Stay with us because we're going to talk more about what all this kiosk includes and, again, where you can find it coming up soon. Live in Miamisburg, Alex King, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Good morning. We are looking at temperatures about where they were this time 24 hours ago. Of course, yesterday we were mild-ish. We are going to be significantly cooler. That north wind still coming in. That north wind is pushing temperatures already into the low 20s. And I know we are going to actually see these temperatures, if anything, fall and then stall. So you'll see low 20s on your actual air temperature on the 7-day and things like that. Effectively during the afternoon it'll be cooler than it is now. Now, as for the wind chills, single digits pretty much across the board up until you get just south of 70. So we are talking about a cold overall morning for all those kids getting on the bus. Temperatures will be around 20, giving way to the teens. Again, cold day overall, and eventually we will see some warmer temperatures despite, if anything, a cooler start to your day tomorrow. So it is going to get a little bit milder tomorrow. As for this morning, of course, the morning commute ongoing as we speak. Right now, no major issues across 75.
Bengals running back Joe Mixon celebrating a victory against the Buffalo Bills, but now the running back is looking at an arrest warrant. Police say on January 21st, not long before the Bills-Bengals game, he pointed a gun at a woman downtown. He reportedly said, quote, "You should be popped in the face. I should shoot you now. Police can't get me," end quote. Mixon's agent says the misdemeanor charge could be dropped as soon as today. He says this rush to judgment can easily damage a person's reputation. The complaint was filed just yesterday in Hamilton County.
I am a gun owner. Responsible gun ownership is welcome in the city, but don't forget responsible gun ownership.
Now, Cincinnati leaders want to toughen gun laws in the city. Mayor Aftab Puravel is proposing 2 new ordinances. One would ban anyone with a domestic violence conviction from owning a gun in the city. The other would require legally owned guns to be stored safely, either in a lockbox or with a gun lock, or the owner could face child endangerment charges. Gun rights advocates like Buckeye Firearms already plan to fight the ordinances.
One of 2 Columbus police officers convicted in distributing fentanyl last year is now learning his fate. The 45-year-old Marco Marino will spend 9 years in prison for trafficking fentanyl and accepting bribes. Court documents show Marino conspired with Officer John Koczkowski to sell the drug. Now, Koczkowski pleaded guilty to drug distribution charges just last year.
And if you shop at Meijer and use an EBT card, listen up. Just yesterday, the grocery chain announced it's offering 10% off fresh produce for SNAP customers. The discount is automatically applied when you use your SNAP card. You can use it in store, and it does not apply to canned, dried, or frozen fruits or veggies. Of course, you can always learn more about the program at Meijer.com.
Our time right now at 5:06. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Your weather, of course, on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
What's getting in the way of good health? The cost of everything. I'm Liz Bonus. A few things you need to know that could potentially be free in your health care. It's just ahead.
And up in the sky, a bird. It's a plane. No, a suspected spy balloon. Just ahead, the device the Pentagon has been tracking for days and who they think it belongs to.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. Here's what we're looking at right now. It is another morning of some cloudy skies and cool temperatures. We even have a couple of flurries around the area, as you would expect as we get this colder air that is coming in almost directly off of Lake Michigan. The heaviest snow showers will actually stay well to our northwest. That's where the better moisture is, but just because of that moisture feed, the cold air, you get that enough of a combination. We could see a couple of showers here or there. Notice temperatures today with that north wind are basically going to stall and fall, if anything. We are looking at low 20s up until probably 7 p.m. And then from there, it's just a question mark of how quickly we clear out. I have 13 degrees, but I could easily see a range from 17, 18 from those spots that stay a little bit more cloudy, all the way down into perhaps even the single digits where we do get that clearing. I think the winds will be light. We'll have dry conditions. You want to talk about a perfect setup for radiational cooling if we do get the clearing. Meanwhile, tomorrow 40 degrees, so it's a larger temperature spread than we're used to just because we are going to have that dry air. And then from there, Sunday, milder, and we'll continue with mild weather. The next weather maker somewhere around Tuesday into Wednesday. At this point, looks more likely for Tuesday. Wouldn't completely rule out something for Wednesday, but we'll also have another system on Thursday into Friday. Meanwhile, no wet roads for this morning, but it is quite cold out there. May want to just give yourself a few extra minutes, not necessarily to get to work, but just to warm up your car. I know even mine in the garage was quite cold to step into this morning. Only one thing worth noting at this hour, that's Miamisburg Centerville Road, still doing that road construction, and that'll last here for the next, I believe, hour or so.
A new survey this morning shows this economy could be making you sick.
Dayton 24/7 Now's medical reporter Liz Bonas shares what's leading to record high numbers of people delaying much needed medical care.
Hey there, everybody. A warning today as this new survey shows as many as 1 in 3 of us are now putting off health care considered critical to our own survival.
It's all because what's coming up in here.
We're seeing a lot of people coming in just stressed about their financial situation.
Is now keeping us from getting in here. Jennifer Fenwick knows avoiding routine care and intervention can cost you in other ways.
When I was in my 20s, I actually got routine pap smears and actually was diagnosed with cervical cancer.
This survey found nearly 1 in 4 of us are putting off treatment. That's up 12 points from the previous year. 1 in 3 say we even put off care when we have a serious medical condition. This is especially true for those with lower incomes, those who are younger, and in women. The thing to know, getting sick can cost you time.
It took about 3 or 4 years for me to clear that and get back to what I felt like was normal health.
And money. So Dr. Jonathan Buck says, tell your doctor you're worried about costs and ask what they can do to help at no cost.
So no-cost ways are certainly screening, and screening is one of the best tools that we have in prevention.
Dr. Buck says no-cost mammograms and free blood pressure checks.
Most people don't know what their blood pressure is. You walk in and it's persistently high.
Can help you avoid costly hospital stays, and even a low-cost blood test might get you feeling better fast.
I'm able to look at your kidney function and your electrolytes. I'm able to look at your blood counts. You know, if you tell me you're feeling fatigued and run down, is that because of the world we live in and this fast-paced issue, or do you have anemia, which can be some iron deficiency, which will absolutely make you feel that way.
One other note, Dr. Buck says this also might be the time to check out a fitness center that offers memberships that are based on a sliding scale income. Those who stay active can cut the number of sick days, even from something such as the common cold, in half. And that's often time off of work or childcare expense that you can avoid. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonas. Now back to you.
This morning, the Pentagon is tracking a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon flying over the U.S. Now, they've been following this for several days now. Now, here's a look at that object. Kind of looks like the moon, right? Or no, that is the moon. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for the correction. There it is. The object, though, in Montana. Military officials say it's above where commercial aircraft fly and poses no threat. So far, they decided not to shoot it down, but a senior defense official says it was flying over sensitive sites like an Air Force base in Montana, which is a nuclear missile site. The U.S. took steps to ensure the balloon did not collect sensitive information and reached out to China. Now their foreign ministry department is responding. In fact, the Chinese foreign ministry spokesperson Mao Ning says, quote, China is a responsible country and has always strictly abided by international laws, and China has no intention of violating the territory and airspace of any sovereign country, end quote. She says she hopes both sides can handle this together.
Coming up this week on Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson, billions of dollars worth of U.S. trade secrets stolen each year. That's what the FBI is saying about Chinese spies. But one Chinese-American scientist say he's been wrongly accused. Now, physicist Shou Jingji has another side to the story.
These armed agents, with their gun drawn and running into the house and running around and yell, FBI, FBI. And so they ordered my wife and two daughters coming out of their bedrooms with their hands raised. And it was very, very scary.
This week on Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson investigates a pattern of the FBI accusing innocent Chinese-born scientists. You can watch Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson this Sunday at 7:30 a.m. right here on ABC 22 or at 10 on our sister station, Fox 45.
Our time right now, 5:17. Moo! Get out the way. Cloning cows, super cows. In minutes, the creation scientists made in China and the milk that's being produced.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Live on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Time to go to the pet of the day, and we're going to go with a cat. It's Cora. Now, I'm not sure if Cora Cat is the full name or if they're just remarking that Cora is a cat, but either way, I've covered my bases both ways. Marty and Donnie Vaughn sent in Cora here, and looks like a friendly old Siamese cat. Now, today temperatures will be in the low 20s, so some of the cats will probably be hanging out near the air vents. I know my dog, whenever it gets cold, it's either on the bed next to me or right next to the air vent, or also the sunshine as well. Now, temperatures starting out in the teens and low 20s. Worth pointing out, though, that if you are going to be outside, whether you're an outside cat or having to take the dog on a walk, you are going to be looking at them feeling like the teens and single digits all day. It's a chilly one all across the board. Keep that in mind as you head out the door on your morning commute. It may be a couple extra minutes if you've left your car outside to get it up to speed, get it up, get the engine warmed up enough to get some heat. Here's what it looks like across 75. No major issues at this hour. The only thing noteworthy, Miamisburg Centerville Road near Byers. That's where we're still continuing with that road construction.
Today's number of the day is 3, as in February 3. On February 3rd, that made no sense. In 1690, the Massachusetts Bay Colony issued the first paper money in North America. It was initially 40,000 pounds, which they used to pay their troops. Today, more than $2 trillion of U.S. currency is in circulation and is made up of more than 53 billion individual notes.
Pharmaceutical companies raised list prices of 983 arthritis, cancer, and other prescription drugs by an average of 5.6% at the start of the year. That was actually a smaller increase than what we've seen in recent years, maybe because they don't want to draw attention of lawmakers and regulators. Meanwhile, Eli Lilly said its earnings smashed expectations. The drug company is optimistic about this year as well, as its diabetes, obesity, and Alzheimer's drugs all show promise. And the Federal Trade Commission proposed to bar prescription drug comparison site GoodRx from sharing users' health data with third parties like Facebook for advertising. The first of its kind proposed order includes a $1.5 million civil penalty for allegedly violating the agency's health breach notification rule. GoodRx denied wrongdoing and said it's addressing privacy concerns, adding the settlement allowed it to avoid costly litigation. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Well, you've heard of Superman and Superwoman, but what about a super cow? No, it's not a comic book. It is real life. According to state media, Chinese scientists have successfully cloned 3 super cows, which produce an unusually high amount of milk. What the heck is this? It's been hailed as a breakthrough for China's dairy industry. These new cows were cloned from highly productive cows originating from the Netherlands. This is so weird, and I don't know how I feel about this. I think we just leave things all natural, in my opinion. So do we think that Chinese spy balloon was filled with this super cow milk?
No, I don't. I think they are just, we're going to leave that alone.
I just got one question about those cows. Do they still tip like normal cows, or are they like
You been cow tipping lately?
Can you shake them and make a milkshake?
No. Do brown cows make chocolate milk?
I don't know.
All the life's questions.
These are the questions we're having. There's all these life's questions.
I don't know. This is a weird conversation.
Yeah, let's just end it.
Our time right now, 5:24.
A brand new way of learning how to perform CPR is coming to the Dayton area. I'm going to explain everything about the mobile hands-only CPR training created by the American Heart Association coming up next.
And the Ohio Attorney General teaming up with other AGs across the country and sending a letter to Walgreens and CVS. Just ahead, Dayton 24/7 Now's Gwyneth Falloon looks at the request.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple's new milestone. The company says 2 billion people are now using its iPhones, iPads, Macs, and other devices. CEO Tim Cook credits Apple's record sales in 2021 for its rapid growth. Apple only surpassed 1 billion users in 2016. And Netflix is teaming up with GM with a plan to feature more electric vehicles in its programming. And their marketing campaign will begin with a Super Bowl ad. They say their goal is to speed up the world's transition from fossil fuel vehicles to electric ones. A factory-sealed first-generation iPhone iPhone just hit the auction block, and it's expected to fetch $50,000. The iPhone cost about $600 when it launched back in 2007. It has a 3.5-inch screen and a 2-megapixel camera. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
This Valentine's Day, give the gift of shine and join Vault Rewards to unlock exclusive members-only benefits. At Zales, the Diamond Store.
Bye-bye cough.
Later chest congestion. Hello, 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Not coughing? Hashtag still not coughing?
Mucin XDM gives you 12 hours of relief from chest congestion and any type of cough, day or night. Mucin XDM. It's comeback season.
Think Mom's mad about her favorite shoes? Nope, because Bank of America lets her switch her choice cashback category to online shopping, so she earns more on a replacement pair.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
We begin with a look at 3 quick stories you are waking up to this morning on social. Donald Trump refusing to say if he'd support the next Republican presidential nominee, potentially causing problems for the party as they enter the primaries.
Now, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft says he wants Tom Brady to sign a one-day contract and officially retire as a Patriot. He spent 20 years with the team. Yeah, players do this all the time. And they go back to their old team and they go, oh, here's a one-day contract. It's ceremonial.
Okay. I was like, I get it. Like, he's a Patriot. I 100% understand. But didn't they get rid of him?
Yeah, it's complicated.
Okay.
They're trying. This is their mending of that.
Okay. Well, we'll just leave that alone. And check it out. A New Jersey woman did her best Snow White impression as she greeted and treated.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. A herd of deer. Look at them.
Oh, they look so sweet.
How amazing is that? I would just be in awe.
That's so sweet till they eat all the flowers in this spring. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost is now one of 20 states' AGs to send a letter to Walgreens and CVS. They opposing the pharmacy's decision to offer abortion pills via mail, saying the pills could harm women.
Gwyneth Falloon has those letters and what attorneys are now saying.
In these letters, attorney generals say they're concerned that abortion pills have greater risks than surgical abortions. They also say mailing abortion pills not only violates many states' laws, but also federal law. However, University of Dayton law professor Thaddeus Hoffmeister says since state attorney generals are considered employees of the state, they should not be interpreting federal law.
They're federal United States attorney. It's the Federal Department of Justice. And if they would actually look at the opinion that was issued in December, it kind of breaks down the Comstock Act and how it's been interpreted by case law, by the courts over the past over 100 years. And they have a different take on that. It's based on case law. So really, the federal government should be interpreting federal laws. State employees like Attorney General Yost should interpret state laws.
On a state level, Hoffmeister says states have the authority to make bans and believes conservative states will continue to do so. However, he says they cannot enforce federal law. Attorney General Yost's office sent us this statement saying, quote, "This is about the law, not politics. The president is not a member of Congress and cannot repeal the ban on shipping abortion pills through the mail." Ohio signed on to this letter because businesses need to understand there may be consequences under state and federal law, end quote. We're getting this statement after the Biden administration argued last month that the Postal Service can mail the pills to states where it's banned if the sender does not break the law. Reporting, I'm Gwyneth Falloon.
Here's what we're looking at for today. Temperatures are in the teens and low 20s. We are looking at a steady north-northwest wind, which means for us that it is going to feel cold all day and especially cold early on. We're looking at wind chills right now at 5 in Greenville, 4 in Richmond, 7 in Salina, 7 as well as Wapakoneta, Bell Fountain. So you get an idea. One of those mornings where you step outside, you go, all right, well, just one more day of this, and then we get to the weekend, right? And now, for those with kids, we are looking at temperatures around 20 degrees as we wake up and you start putting them on the bus. For those with the morning commute, maybe getting outside, getting a dog walk, it'll be around 20. And for those of us that are up, they don't know why, and they just want to go back to bed, it'll be 19 at 11 a.m. Meantime, roads at this hour seem to be pretty quiet. 75 at Main, moving pretty steadily. 75 at 35. Haven't seen any other issues. Still a little bit of road construction on Miamisburg Centerville Road.
Well, the Miami Valley is getting ready for the very first American Heart Association mobile hands-only CPR training kiosk, all thanks to Kettering Health.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live this morning. She spoke with a health expert about the benefits of this new opportunity. Alex.
Yeah, the kiosk provides hands-only CPR training to the public in 5 minutes or less. Right now, there are several places across the country, but as Elise mentioned, this is the first mobile kiosk. It features a touchscreen video program with a brief introduction and overview of hands-only CPR, a practice session, and a 30-second test. With the help of a practice mannequin, the kiosk gives feedback about the depth and rate of compressions and proper hand placement. The mobile kiosk will open at Wright State University this month, and it will be moved to 9 different locations over the next 3 years.
Don't discount the small and steady steps that you can take. It might feel small to you, but it can mean the world to someone else. So even when we look at Wear Red Day, being able to post a selfie on your social media of you in your red attire and just raise awareness and give people 1 or 2 action items, say, take a walk today, breathe today, phone a friend today, do something for your health today that's going to give you a longer, healthier life. It really will collectively mean the world to all of us.
The likelihood of surviving a cardiac event doubles or even triples if you have CPR performed immediately. But you can also be proactive, with your own health and the people in your circle by taking a walk together at lunch, working on improving your health in slow and steady steps with a support network. Now, you can learn more about other resources available underneath the local section of our website, Dayton247now.com. You can just click on this story. And coming up, we're going to talk more about why the American Heart Association is focusing on women's health specifically. Live in Miamisburg, Alex King, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Right now, the suspect wanted for more than a dozen charges is now back in Mercer County after she was extradited from North Carolina. This is Shelby Pressler. Here behind me, she is wanted for multiple felony and misdemeanor charges, including identity fraud, theft, and more. Authorities say Pressler refused to sign extradition paperwork, and Mercer County prosecutors had to get a governor's warrant to get her back. Now, she's also wanted in 2 other jurisdictions. She'll have a bond hearing at a later date.
Governor Mike DeWine now announcing a 4th round of funding for schools across Ohio through his K-12 school safety grant program. Now that means every county in the Miami Valley will get money for safety measures like security cameras, door locks, and more. Over 900 selected schools will receive a combined $68 million. We have a full list of those schools on our website, Dayton247now.com. A 5th round of funding will be announced in the coming weeks.
This morning, a kill list found in the lunchroom at Waynesville Elementary has the community on edge. A student is thought to be behind it. Now, many families feel like the school district left them in the dark because a message to parents wasn't actually sent out until a day after that list was found. Now, parents of children whose names were on the list want the child to be expelled.
I don't care what the age is. A child that makes a hit list, kill list, and then brags about it does not need to be around other children like that.
Now, the student who allegedly wrote the list was not in school for the past few days. However, so far, no word on what disciplinary action will be taken.
Our time right now is 5:36. Don't forget and get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Your weather is on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
A high-speed chase and a Dayton police officer preventing a potential disaster. Ahead, Adam Arrow shares amazing video and highlights a hometown hero.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's what we're looking at for today. We are seeing right now just a couple of clouds across the area, but notice the trend has been for the wet weather to be junted off well to the southeast. we're pointing out that we do have an approaching system out to the west, and you see the way that the atmosphere is flowing right for now. We are just on the tail end of some colder weather, but we will be warming up here over the next few days. Now, today's the bitter cold day of the bunch. 21 degrees, mix of sun and clouds, a little bit more clouds perhaps early on. With the winds, this 21 is going to end up feeling more like the teens and single digits. We're already starting out this morning with some mid-single digit temperatures, or it feels like temperatures. I could see a scenario as temperatures maybe drop another degree or two over the morning. Those winds kick up maybe another 3-4 miles an hour. That may be enough to push some of these wind chills almost to zero itself. That being said, tomorrow morning also quite chilly, but we will be looking at temperatures rallying second half of tomorrow to around 40 degrees.
A Dayton police officer's quick thinking preventing a potential disaster.
As Adam Merrill explains, it's why he's a hometown hero.
Early Monday morning, a police chase begins in Riverside and ends in Dayton. Police say the driver broke into a liquor store prior. Watch as the suspect jumps out of the van while it's still in drive. But now watch. The dash camera you see here is on the car of Dayton police officer Harry Dilley. He makes the split-second decision to move his vehicle in front of the moving van. That decision prevented the van from entering US 35 and causing more harm. The suspect here was later arrested. Dayton Police Major Jason Hall said, quote, "Officer Dilley's actions prevented a potentially disastrous situation. We appreciate his quick thinking and actions to make sure we continue to keep the public safe, which is always our primary objective." I agree, and it's why Officer Harry Dilley is a hometown hero.
If you know someone that's a hometown hero, let us know. Grab your phone and scan the QR code.
You can chime in your submission through our app. We just need a description of why they're a hometown hero and a few pictures or video.
Our time right now, 5:42. Job opportunities for people with disabilities on the rise. Just ahead, Brad Underwood highlights a positive side effect from the pandemic.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Live on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Federal data shows a positive side effect of the pandemic when it comes to employment opportunities for people with disabilities. Brad Underwood takes a look at the numbers.
Job opportunities for people with disabilities were on the rise before the pandemic, and now those jobs aren't going anywhere moving forward.
The unemployment rate for those with disabilities has been cut in half since 2021.
Largely because of the work-from-home approach more companies are taking. It means the job market is wide open.
That remote option, especially if the reason you couldn't get into work is a mobility issue, all of a sudden you're back in the game.
Putting people with disabilities in the game is the mission of Project Search.
Today we have 730 plus programs in 10 countries and 48 states.
It began as a way to help patients at Cincinnati Children's Hospital find success after leaving treatment. Today, programs educate and train people ages 18 to 21 and then help them find work at Children's, among other places.
We have some really fabulous positions and people that have held those jobs for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
If a hospital setting isn't the right fit, employers like Fifth Third Bank are ready too.
We have had tremendous success training almost 400 young adults with disabilities since 2006.
Josh Weber is one of those employees benefiting from Project Search.
I pretty much like everything about my job, including the people that I work with.
Weber's job is to process payments at the bank's Madisonville Operations Center.
I mean, if I hadn't come to Project Search, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I mean, I love it here.
In Cincinnati, I'm Brad Underwood. Back to you.
Join us tomorrow night right here on ABC 22 for a Dayton 24/7 Now special presentation. Sister Blandina Segale, a Cincinnati saint, followed the dusty trail from Cincinnati to the Wild West as the fearless nun encountered outlaws and injustice. We highlight the life and legacy of the local sister who's now being considered for sainthood. That's this Saturday at 7 p.m. right here on ABC 22.
Good morning. We've got wind chills all the way down in the single digits, approaching 0 in Greenville at just a paltry 4 as well in Bellefontaine. So this is something we will be watching here over the ensuing hours. This is how cold we can go. Wind speeds are anywhere between 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's why I say there's still room for us to get these wind chills even lower if that wind does pick up, because temperatures, frankly, aren't going to warm up. In fact, I think it's a fall stall scenario where we'll drop maybe another degree or 2 during the morning, and that's about it. At least at this point, we're not dealing with much in the way of wet weather. It is conceivable, though, that there could be a couple flurries somewhere in the area. 21 or thereabouts for a lot of the afternoon. Again, we're going to be hanging 20, 19, maybe pop to 20, 23 if we do get sunshine and sustained sunshine, but that's more of a local thing than anything else. Tonight, 13 degrees as we do get some clearing. Tomorrow starts cold, but we'll actually end up around 40 degrees. So it's one of those cases where this morning will feel colder despite being warmer because of the wind. Tomorrow, the colder overall morning. Back into the 30s for your Sunday morning. Sunday itself, highs will be upper 40s. Should be able to get to around 50 degrees plus. And as we get into midweek next week, does look like temperatures will cross over that 50-degree threshold as we start to see some chances of rain. This morning, no chances of rain here, there, just about anywhere across the region. We are looking at, again, just a couple of flurries perhaps in our area, but the roads are moving fine. Let's head over to Columbus and see what's going on with their traffic situation this morning.
Good morning on this Friday. Things are looking good. If you're going to be working your way towards Columbus, out to the west, things are in fantastic shape. So if you have to head out to Madison County, you're not going to have any problems getting there in those 70 westbound lanes either. Where did you work your way in towards 270? If you're continuing into downtown Columbus, things are also moving up to speed, popping up to the north, 315, 71, both in good shape. And over here on 670, no issues. Traffic light, which is what we anticipate on Fridays. So you shouldn't have any problems if you're heading into Columbus. I'm Katie McKee with your Triple Team Traffic.
Our time right now, 5:49. The original iPhone up for auction. Just ahead, the starting bid and the estimated value of the Apple Classic.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
In this morning's GMA First Look, courtroom showdown as the state argues to show jury evidence of Alec Murdaugh's alleged financial crimes.
They need to understand really what this man was hiding, and the pressures of that are important for the jury to understand why this man might do that.
And how murdering Maggie Murdaugh and murdering Paul Murdaugh eased his financial stress, it didn't.
Alec's best friend, Chris Wilson, seen in a green shirt hugging him in this birthday video just weeks before the murder, says he was shocked to learn Alec had been stealing.
You get a call from Lico asking about those fees and saying that Alec had been stealing money, right?
Yes, sir.
That hit you like a thunderbolt?
It knocked me down.
He admitted to you he had been stealing client money?
Yes, sir.
And coming up at 7 a.m., legal expert Dan Abrams weighs in live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Type 2 diabetes?
Discover the Ozempic Trizone. In my Ozempic Trizone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death, in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Trizone.
You may pay as little as
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Welcome to the weather patio where this morning, I don't know how to put it. It's cold, it's miserable. I'm going to do this as fast as I can because, frankly, I want to go back inside. Right for now, it is snowing, but I was just looking over, and the angle is such that you can't see it from the camera, but I can see it from here. The moon is out. So it's the equivalent of a sun shower, except A, it's at night, and B, it's snow. But either way, it is a chilly morning. I don't expect a whole lot of snow. This is just flakes in the air, and frankly, it's just pretty dang cold outside. These temperatures right now, despite being around 20, actually feel more like they're in the single digits. If you are putting the kids on a bus, it's a morning where you just want to make sure they are bundled up. Again, when I bring out gloves, that should tell you something. And number two is, if I could, I'd bring out a hat. Now, we're going to go inside because our production assistant's doing the shivers over here. So, again, it's one of those mornings you want to bundle up out here.
Well, behind me, we're getting a live look this morning from the NASA live stream in the International Space Station. Let's see, they're in Buenos Aires, Argentina. But this is where NASA astronaut Nicole Mann and Japan Aerospace astronaut Koichi Wakata have been busy spacewalking. Check it out. They're actually completing installation of hardware for a future power system upgrade to the ISS. Those astronauts spent more than 6 hours working on the installation, and we actually took a live look of that spacewalk yesterday morning. Pretty cool.
Mortgage rates dropped for a fourth straight week, which is good news for people looking to buy a new home. Thursday, Freddie Mac reported that the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 6.09% in the week ending February 2nd. Now that's down from 6.13% the week before, after it increases for more than a year. Now, mortgage rates have been trending downward since November, alongside data that continues to show inflation may have peaked.
And let the bidding begin. A look behind me this morning at lcgauctions.com, where an unopened first-generation iPhone is up for auction. Bidding started last night for the Apple Relic at $2,500. The estimated value is $50,000. When released in 2007, the phone was the newest technology. It had a 3.5-inch screen, a 2-megapixel camera, up to 8 gigabytes of storage, internet capabilities, and iTunes. And then in October, a similar iPhone sold for more than $39,000. Bidding ends February 19th.
All right, so we put a bid in for your birthday, Nick.
Oh, boy.
Big birthday boy this morning. Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday.
You seem so thrilled it's your birthday.
Don't care.
Oh, no,
My
dude.
goodness.
I mean, what, do I need to jump out of a cake and sing you a song? Will that make you feel better?
No, you don't. That'll make it even more awkward. I'll be like, well, this could be one of the worst birthdays ever.
I'll say happy birthday,
Yeah,
Mr.
no,
Weather
I'm going to stop
Guy.
you right there. And
No, I was singing my own version.
I know, we don't need that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
We don't need the
like
visual
like
this
the
morning.
Marilyn Monroe
yeah,
version.
we don't need the visual.
Now that's something
No.
I could have for my birthday. Like, yeah, like bring her back. You know, we're bringing super cows. Like bring
You know what?
Superman
Hey,
back.
You are a Dolly Parton fan.
I was going to say we can get Dolly to sing it for you.
Hey, come on.
Get you some biscuits. All right, Nick.
Biscuits and gravy.
Happy birthday, big guy.
Thank
we
you,
got
I
a lot more
appreciate
coming
it.
up on ABC 22 in the morning at 6 a.m.
It is National Wear Red Day to raise awareness about heart health. We're going to talk about what you need to know about CPR coming up next.
Shocking numbers being released on Capitol Hill on what some are calling the biggest fraud in American history. At 6, Christine Frizzell takes a look into the paper trail from the pandemic.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's 3 quick stories you're seeing on social this morning. Netflix finally cracking down on password sharing.
Boo.
I know.
Boo.
It's the worst news all day.
It is.
In a new post on its website, Netflix says it will block devices that don't regularly connect to the main account's home Wi-Fi. Each month, I'll have to tell every one of my family members the bad news.
Yeah.
Because I pay for the Netflix.
We pay for Netflix and we let everybody else in. Yep. Gotcha. And a fast food chain in Australia going viral after it tried to ban teens. Hungry Jack's posted a sign outside one location saying they will no longer serve anyone under 17 without a guardian.
Yeah, it says due to recent incidents, so I'm guessing the kids were being idiots.
I mean, aren't we
Aren't
all as a teen? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's
Our
true.
hangout was Denny's.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Or Perkins.
Oh,
one of the two.
Wow. Denny's. Check out this good boy. Oh, Bobby from Portugal is now the world's oldest living dog and oldest dog ever. This is pretty wild. 30 years old and 268 days.
That is crazy. Good for
Looks great.
you.
Pup looks
Does.
great.
Doesn't
Bobby's-
even look
yeah.
like that. Doesn't look that old at all.
Anyways.
Yeah, I know. I saw that earlier and I just let it be, Nathan. Every year, more than 350,000 cardiac arrests occur outside of the hospital. Today is National Wear Red Day to raise awareness, which is why we are wearing red this morning.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live outside of Kettering Health as they prepare to launch a brand new project with the American Heart Association. Alex.
I am wearing my red as well, but it's tucked away under underneath my coat and my scarf because it's freezing out here. But the American Heart Association really wants to highlight women's health specifically. It's important to get that education to take care of not only yourself, but all of the women in your life that you know and love. CPR can double or triple a person's chance of survival. Very soon, the first American Heart Association mobile hands-only CPR training kiosk in the country will be available to the public in Dayton, and it's opening this month at Wright State University. You may have seen one of these kiosks. There's one at University of Dayton, and they're set up within several airports.
Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women and will claim the lives of 1 in 3 women. And so it is so important and critical to make sure that we have those tools and resources made available to all of the women in our lives so that they can be as healthy and as strong as possible for as long as possible.
She tells me less than half of our population knows how to perform CPR. One of the biggest things that we can all do to be proactive around heart health is being trained and confident with performing CPR. Now, to learn more about resources available, you can head to our website, Dayton247now.com. Click on this story underneath the local section. And coming up, we are going to explain more specifically about these kiosks and what this new mobile kiosk will do to help as well. Live in Miamisburg, Alex King, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
We are looking at a morning where temperatures are pretty cool across the north, a little bit warmer to the south, but what we're looking at is cold no matter where you slice it. 19, couple of these temperatures have now entered the middle teens down Eaton, Oxford, Richmond, that area. Always a little bit cooler, a little bit warmer in Wilmington this morning, but either way, with the winds factored in, we're generally speaking in the low teens at the absolute best to the middle single digits at the worst. It is a cold start to your morning. If you're putting the kids on the bus or just getting ready for your day, this may be a morning where you're spending a couple extra minutes just trying to heat up the car, maybe just trying to adjust, if you will, to the cold air. As for this morning, though, haven't seen any issues on the Interstate 75, looking in pretty good shape this morning. Haven't seen anything on 675, 35, or 4 either so far.
Bengals player Joe Mixon celebrating a victory against the Buffalo Bills, but now the running back is looking at an arrest warrant. Police say on January 21st, not long before the Bengals-Bills game, he pointed a gun at a woman downtown. He repeatedly said, quote, "You should be popped in the face. I should shoot you now. The police can't get me," end quote. Now, Mixon's agent says the misdemeanor charge could be dropped as soon as today. He says this rush to judgment can easily damage a person's reputation. The complaint was filed just yesterday in Hamilton County.
I am a gun owner. Responsible gun ownership is welcome in the city, but don't forget responsible gun ownership.
Right now, city leaders in Cincinnati want to toughen gun laws within the city. Mayor Aftab Preble is proposing 2 new ordinances. One would actually ban anyone with a domestic violence conviction from owning a gun in the city. The other would require legally owned guns to be stored safely, either in a lockbox or with a gun lock, or the owner could face child endangerment charges. Gun rights advocates like Buckeye Firearms already plan to fight those ordinances.
One of 2 Columbus police officers convicted of distributing fentanyl last year is now learning his fate. 45-year-old Marco Marino will spend 9 years in prison for trafficking fentanyl and accepting bribes. Court documents show Marino conspired with Officer John Koczkowski to sell the drug. Koczkowski pleaded guilty to drug distribution charges just late last year.
If you shop at Meijer and use an EBT card, listen up. Just yesterday, the grocery chain announced it's offering 10% off fresh produce for SNAP customers. The discount is automatically applied when you use your SNAP card. You can only use it in store, and it does not apply to canned, dried, or frozen fruits or vegetables. You, of course, can learn more at Meijer.com.
Our time right now is 6:06. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Your weather is on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
Why did the federal government give billions of dollars to people who didn't need it and certainly didn't deserve it? I'm Christine Frizzell with the disturbing answer to that question.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. Here's what we're looking at. As I stepped outside, we did get a couple of flurries over the greater Miamisburg area down towards Dayton. Wasn't a true heavy flurry, but what I did see was the wind whipping the snow, and thus you get a snow globe effect, and it can just ever so slightly reduce visibility. Just consider that this morning as you plan out your morning. It's not 10 out of 10 morning. It's more, especially with the temperatures, more of a 4 out of 10. This is coming in off of Lake Michigan, not at a really impressive feed of moisture, but it will be persistent during the next hour or two, giving way to, I would say, a mix of sun and clouds later on today. As we get into tomorrow morning, temperatures in the teens again. Differences won't have as much wind. We will be looking at a Saturday where we should rally rather mild to temperatures around 40. Forget about 40. We'll be nearing 50 degrees on Sunday. This is, we do look at a pretty nice day overall. Here's what we're looking at, though, over the traffic situation. Things are fairly quiet. 75 all in good shape. 35 and 4 also looking okay. So as of right now, we're really not expecting any major ordeals when it comes to weather. But again, we could see those flurries, maybe just reduce visibility ever so slightly this morning.
Cold though.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I went on a walk with Hudson yesterday, and we were like, oh, yeah.
Oh, no, no, mama stays inside. It's this cold. No, we don't go for walks.
You know, if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, part of me getting paid requires me to step outside every hour, like I would not have been out there, because I swear our production assistant is just like this behind, and I'm going, I better wrap this up before he starts to like go, you know, create a campfire behind the camera.
I mean, I don't blame him.
I don't either.
It is that time of year.
We should have a mobile heater out there, like, you know, like one of the tall ones. Wouldn't that be like smart?
That would be, but I would rather just create like a big bonfire. But that's me, like pyrotechnic.
You're just gonna burn it all down?
Hey, you know what? Would you argue?
No.
Burn it all down.
Sounds like a great idea. I mean, if our dumpster fire didn't burn bright enough, that
Amen to that. Because that's what we are every day.
Amen to that. Our time right now, 6:11. Up in the sky, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's just a
That's the moon.
spy balloon.
By the way, thought that was the balloon.
But wait, there it is right there. Just ahead, the device the Pentagon has been tracking for days and who they think it belongs to. Technically a UFO if you think about it. Right?
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
This morning, massive fraud with COVID relief. $800 billion given out in paycheck protection loans. About 10% or $80 billion is believed to be to people who didn't actually qualify but got away with it.
Dayton 24/7 Now's national correspondent Christine Frizzell brings us a closer look at what some on Capitol Hill now call the biggest fraud in American history.
She was a model, an actress, not to mention a former Olympic speed skater. But Allison Baver was also charged with making false statements to a bank and money laundering to the tune of $10 million to help with payroll for hundreds of employees she didn't have. Armani Miller, Brian Abraham, and Angel Cabrera may not be famous, but they were captured on camera. This security camera footage shows them withdrawing unemployment insurance money they fraudulently obtained, along with others later posting about it on social media. These are just a few examples of fraud discovered by the Department of Justice. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are now investigating.
We owe it to the American people to get to the bottom of the greatest theft of American taxpayer dollars in history.
It started with the COVID pandemic and businesses shuttered, an economy on the brink, and Congress passing multiple rounds of relief in the form of federal programs government watchdogs say lacked any oversight.
The proper things need to be put in place before $1 is even sent out of the U.S. Treasury. Congress didn't do that. They were quick to spend this money because they wanted to get it into the economy. And that's when you have waste, fraud, and abuse.
An Orange County, California man was approved for $5 million in PPP loans he used to buy a Ferrari, a Bentley, and a Lamborghini, later seized by the government. And the list goes on.
Not only have we found about 70,000 people who put fake Social Security numbers down, we have foreigners who have also done this as well that may never be caught. We also have dead people.
While the vast majority of aid did go to those who needed help keeping their businesses afloat or to pay bills while they were unemployed, government watchdogs say we may never know the true dollar amount of what was improperly paid, now calling for far more oversight from Congress. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
This morning, the Pentagon is now tracking a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon flying over the U.S., and they've actually been following it now for several days. This was video taken in Montana. That's not the balloon. Do not be fooled like I was earlier. That's the moon. And then look at that. That's the object. Military officials say it's above where commercial aircraft fly and poses no threat. So far, they've decided not to shoot it down, but a senior defense official says it was flying over sensitive sites like an Air Force base in Montana, which is a nuclear missile site. The U.S. took steps to ensure the balloon did not collect sensitive information and reached out to China. Now their foreign ministry department is responding. Chinese foreign ministry spokesperson Mao King says, quote, China is a responsible country and has always strictly abided by international laws. China has no intention of violating the territory and airspace of any sovereign country, end quote. She says she hopes both sides can handle this together.
Good morning. Did have a couple of flurries across the greater Dayton area. It does look like maybe just a little bit of flakes in the air. Really tough to tell from this high up, but we did see that on radar. And over the last half hour or so, when I stepped out, it was definitely what I would say is a snow globe effect, as opposed to any type of snow that would form. Again, this is likely to last next hour or two, but what we will be looking at all day today is temperatures right around 20 degrees. It's not going to be particularly that warm. It is going to basically be what it is, which is quite cold, frankly. Speaking of cold, tonight will be colder than we are right now. Difference is this morning we have the wind. Tomorrow morning we won't. It's almost perfect radiational cooling temperatures or conditions, but we may have to wait for that clearing skies. It's about the only thing that'll keep us from getting way too cold. Now, tomorrow actually gets warmer. It's a classic day where that dry air and the warmer air moves in second half of the day. That'll continue through Sunday. So it's effectively one of these pictures as we go into Sunday and Monday. By Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we'll tack on some moisture into the area. Always a question mark of where exactly that moisture ends up. But at this present point, either Tuesday, Wednesday, and or Thursday we'll get some chances of rain. And if I had to choose, Tuesday and now Thursday seem to be the more likely culprits, but again, wouldn't rule it out on Wednesday. Now, as for this morning on the roads, we haven't seen any issues so far on 75, 35, or 4. So things are so far so okay. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated, but let's head over towards Columbus and see what's going on there.
Good morning on this Friday. Things are looking good. If you're going to be working your way towards Columbus, out to the west, things are in fantastic shape. So if you have to head out to Madison County, you're not going to have any problems getting there in those 70 westbound lanes either. Where did you work your way in towards 270? If you're continuing into downtown Columbus, things are also moving up to speed, popping up to the north, 315, 71, both in good shape. And over here on 670, no issues. Traffic light, which is what we anticipate on Fridays. So you shouldn't have any problems if you're heading into Columbus. I'm Katie McKee with your Triple Team Traffic.
Topping this morning's Dayton Business Journal headlines, a Dayton auto dealership that's been around for decades has a new owner with strong local ties. Kentucky-based Martin Management acquired Dayton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram for $7.5 million. That's according to county records. Martin Management, a black family-owned auto dealership, also has local dealerships including Subaru of Dayton, Kia of Dayton, and Kia of Beaver Creek. Since the beginning of being founded in 1985, the company has grown to $76 million in annual revenue with nearly 450 employees nationwide. To read more about this story and others like it, head to Dayton247now.com, click on the News tab, and select Dayton Business Journal.
6:21 is our time right now. It's Friday, which means digital producer Max is stopping by in just minutes with another one of his crazy Facebook poll questions that we're just going to argue about.
Amen to that. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Good morning. We are looking at a day where, frankly, it's going to be quite cold. If you're walking the pets, be prepared to bundle up, obviously. Temperatures are going to be low 20s at best. with the winds, it's going to feel like the teens in single digits. So our friend here, Cora Cat, Cora, I'm not sure if it's Cora Cat, the full name, or if it's just Cora, but friendly kitty. Martin and Donnie sent in Cora, or Cora Cat again. But I will say this, yesterday, the day where I got outside with the dog, we hung out. It was mild. Today, it's probably one of those days where I go, out you go, and then I'll look inside with my cup of coffee or tea or something warm as she does whatever she wants to do outside for about 5 minutes or so. Either way, it is going to be cold today, but we will see some warmer temperatures over the weekend. So today, a day where if you have to get outside, you can, but the better chances would be for tomorrow. As for this morning, the roadways have been fine for the most part. Only one incident right now, that's at Stanley and Webster. So if that's part of your morning commute, give yourself a little bit of extra time.
All right, our digital producer Max
love
is
to
here.
do that just to annoy me.
I do. Max is here with our poll question of the day. What do we got?
I want to know, what is your $1 million idea? We were talking about this in the newsroom. $1 million, like, you know, with inflation, what is your big money idea?
What's the big money idea?
Big money idea.
What is yours, Max?
Okay, I've had this for years now. Eggs at Chipotle.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
Okay, but like eggs at Chipotle, like with like hash browns and like do you know what I mean? Like making like a breakfast
That'd be good
type burrito bowl.
Open at like 6 a.m.
Okay.
Sell like one egg for $2. They're making so much
Now,
money.
are you going scrambled eggs, or are we going like fried eggs? What are we doing here?
It's basically just having the option of making it a breakfast burrito by adding eggs.
I think just the option. I think they do so well.
But still, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have everything else you need.
I could get on board with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue. You guys got anything? Because I was talking to Matt. I got nothing. If I had $1 million idea, trust me, I would have patented and been gone.
I was thinking through ideas just now. I'm like, what about a short sleeve sweater? And I was like, that's a sweater vest, Nathan.
Yeah.
And then don't roll your eyes at me right now.
God.
What? I was trying to come up with ideas.
Such an old person.
All right, what's your big idea?
I don't have one, and I'm fine with that.
But when I come back, I want to hear some ideas.
All right, we'll think more on it.
We got to patent them first. You got to wait a couple months, then you can get it.
How about
just in case? Just
okay, I just had a flood of ideas.
We'll do it later.
Chime in right now on Facebook. We want to hear your answers, and once you share them, we're going to take them and make a lot of money. Our time right now.
There you go.
6:27 still to come.
Oh, hello.
A new mobile kiosk coming to the Dayton area will teach you CPR. More on the hands-only training coming up next.
And the Ohio Attorney General teaming up with other AGs across the country and sending a letter to Walgreens and CVS just ahead. Dayton 24/7 Now's Gwyneth Falloon looks at their request.
How's that apple?
Good.
Just spit it out.
I did.
That cheese.
I forgot I had to read.
Yeah, no kidding. Here's Genevieve Gordon with America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
Hey everybody, we all spend a lot of our lives in our cars. And wouldn't you like that time that you do spend here to be as safe as possible? It's scary to think about, but there are over 6 million car accidents each year in the US, and that's a huge number. But one of the ways we can find peace of mind is through how we protect ourselves. This is the Minolta dash cam. Now, if you're ever involved in a car accident, you could have supporting evidence at your fingertips. Think about that. This camera comes with a windshield mount, and it's really easy to set up. It has a wide angle and tiltable lens, and it uses HD video, so it won't miss anything going on in front of you, including license plate numbers. It also has this large screen, so you can actually see the footage that you record. And the most important part of the camera is the G sensor, which will automatically detect a collision and make sure it gets recorded. Now, beyond accidents, think about the added security of having a camera like this in your car. Break-ins, road rage, unsafe parking lots. Think of this like a security camera for your car that you can feel good about. We are offering a special offer right now. Get one for yourself. Think about getting one for your kid going away to school, elderly parents, anyone you want to keep safe. Take advantage of this deal. Go to asadeals.com.
live on ABC 22. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Here's 3 quick stories you're seeing on social this morning. Donald Trump right now refusing to say if he'd support the next Republican presidential nominee, potentially causing problems for the party as they enter the primary.
And New England's Patriots owner, Robert Kraft, says he wants Tom Brady to sign a one-day contract and officially retire as a Patriot. Now, Tom Brady spent 20 years with the team.
He sure did. And they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw
Let's
that
have
out
some
there.
petty wars.
Did some dirty.
That's right.
All right, well, check it out. A New Jersey woman did her best Snow White impression as she greeted and treated a herd of deer outside her home. How cool is that?
Do you think she sang was like, oh?
What did Snow White sing?
I don't know. I feel like she sang
Once
in the
Upon a
Birdies
Time.
game. I don't remember. I haven't seen
I don't
that movie
remember.
in like
It's been a long time since I've seen
15 years.
At least.
Yeah. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost is now one of 20 states' AGs to send a letter to Walgreens and CVS. They're opposing the pharmacy's decisions to offer abortion pills via mail, saying the pills could harm women.
Our Gwyneth Falloon has the letters and what attorneys are now saying.
In these letters, attorney generals say they're concerned that abortion pills have greater risks than surgical abortions. They also say mailing abortion pills not only violates many states' laws, but also federal law. However, University of Dayton law professor Thaddeus Hoffmeister says since state attorney generals are considered employees of the state, they should not be interpreting federal law.
They're federal United States attorney. It's the Federal Department of Justice. And if they would actually look at the opinion that was issued in December, it kind of breaks down the Comstock Act and how it's been interpreted by case law, by the courts over the past over 100 years. And they have a different take on that. It's based on case law. So really, the federal government should be interpreting federal laws. State employees like Attorney General Yost should interpret state laws.
On a state level, Hoffmeister says states have the authority to make bans and believes conservative states will continue to do so. However, he says they cannot enforce federal law. Attorney General Yost's office sent us this statement saying, quote, "This is about the law, not politics. The president is not a member of Congress and cannot repeal the ban on shipping abortion pills through the mail." Ohio signed on to this letter because businesses need to understand there may be consequences under state and federal law, end quote. We're getting this statement after the Biden administration argued last month that the Postal Service can mail the pills to states where it's banned if the sender does not break the law. Reporting, I'm Gwyneth Falloon.
Good morning. Here's what we're looking at this morning. Across the country, boy, oh boy, is it cold in Minneapolis. -12. Now, not unheard of. Let's be honest here. It's Minneapolis. They get ridiculously cold, but certainly not exactly fun. 2 in Chicago. We are right on the border over the eastern United States. We do have a trough. That's why we're seeing such cold weather. Meanwhile, for us, it's around the 20s and teens today. We're only looking at temperatures today getting to the low 20s at best, and it does look like a lot of us are going to see wind chills in the single digits early on. So far this morning, though, despite some single-digit wind chills and blurs in the air, I haven't seen any real heavy-duty weather across the board. Just seeing your usual slowdowns across portions of 75 where traffic has picked up this morning.
Well, the Miami Valley getting the very first American Heart Association mobile hands-only CPR training kiosk, all thanks to Kettering Health.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live this morning. She spoke with a health expert about the benefits of this new opportunity. Alex.
Yeah, the kiosk provides hands-only CPR training to the public in 5 minutes or less. Right now, there are several places across the country, but as Elise mentioned, this is the first mobile kiosk. It features a touchscreen video program with a brief introduction and overview of the hands-free CPR, a practice session, and a 30-second test. With the help of a practice mannequin, the kiosk gives feedback about the depth and rate of compressions and proper hand placement. The mobile kiosk will open at Wright State University on February 13th, and it will be moved to 9 different locations over the next 3 years.
don't discount the small and steady steps that you can take. It might feel small to you, but it can mean the world to someone else. So even when we look at Wear Red Day, being able to post a selfie on your social media of you in your red attire and just raise awareness and give people 1 or 2 action items, say, take a walk today, breathe today, phone a friend today, do something for your health today that's going to give you a longer, healthier life. It really will collectively mean the world to all of us.
The likelihood of surviving a cardiac event doubles or even triples if you have CPR performed immediately. You could also be proactive with your own health and the people in your circle by taking a walk together at lunch, just working on improving your health in slow and steady steps with a support network. And to learn more about resources available, you can head to the local section of our website, Dayton247now.com, and click on this story. Coming up, we are going to talk about why the American Heart Association is really highlighting women's heart health specifically. Live in Miamisburg, Alex King, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Right now, the suspect wanted for a dozen charges is back in Mercer County after she was extradited from North Carolina. Shelby Pressler, which is here behind me, or she is here behind me, I should say, is wanted for multiple felony and misdemeanor charges, including identity fraud, theft, and more. Authorities say Pressler refused to sign extradition paperwork, and Mercer County prosecutors had to get a governor's warrant to bring her back. She's also wanted in 2 other jurisdictions, and she'll have a bond hearing at a later date.
Our time right now is 6:38. Don't forget you can get your headlines scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
Your weather, of course, on the side of your screen all morning long, even during commercials.
A high-speed chase and a Dayton police officer preventing a potential disaster ahead. Adam Merrow shares amazing video and highlights a hometown hero.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Southwestern Virginia is where this gorgeous shot was taken. Train cars filled with coal as snow coats the landscape and the coal. In the Pacific Northwest, small and smooth lenticular clouds hang over the Cascade Mountains. And in central Illinois, a viewer captured this near-perfect moon halo caused by the refraction of moonlight through ice crystals in the atmosphere.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on TikTok.
Good morning and welcome to the Watson's Weather Patio. We're going to keep this short because, frankly, it's cold out here. Wind chills are right now in the single digits. It is the type of a morning where you're going to want to bundle up. I have gone to the gloved look because, yeah, again, it is quite chilly out here. The bad news about today is, frankly, it's not going to get much warmer. Right now, look at Richmond. 0 is what it feels like out, and it's only 9 in Dayton, 3 in Salina. We will be getting slightly better later on today. Tonight is another cold night. Tomorrow, it's milder, so if you can't get outside tomorrow, do it, because today, frankly, not exactly fun.
A Dayton police officer's quick thinking preventing a potential disaster.
As Adam Merrill explains, it's why he is a hometown hero.
Early Monday morning, a police chase begins in Riverside and ends in Dayton. Police say the driver broke into a liquor store prior. Watch as the suspect jumps out of the van while it's still in drive. But now watch. The dash camera you see here is on the car of Dayton police officer Harry Dilley. He makes the split-second decision to move his vehicle in front of the moving van. That decision prevented the van from entering US 35 and causing more harm. The suspect here was later arrested. Dayton Police Major Jason Hall said, quote, "Officer Dilley's actions prevented a potentially disastrous situation. We appreciate his quick thinking and actions to make sure we continue to keep the public safe, which is always our primary objective." I agree, and it's why Officer Harry Dilley is a hometown hero.
And if you know someone that's a hometown hero, let us know. Grab your phone and scan the QR code.
You can chime in your submission through our app. We just need a description of why they're a hometown hero and a few pictures or video.
6:45, our time right now. We have a T-Rex. Wow, not Jurassic Park, but in minutes I'm going to have a preview on a special quest this weekend in downtown Dayton.
Not impressed?
No.
Oh, that's actually a lot better. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
We are looking at right now a couple of flurries across the area. Still see them as they move south of the Dayton area. Every once in a while you just catch a heavier one or two, but there's not a whole lot up to the north. So I really expect a lot of them to now move a little bit further to the west. This may be just not much of a problem for us for the rest of the morning, although I couldn't completely 100% rule out just one or two during the mid to late morning hours. As for today, just a day that never warms up. In fact, if anything, we'll see the most significant temperature difference as we start getting to the morning. That is, we drop down into the low to mid teens. Now, tomorrow itself warms up second half of the day, so it's a fall and then a quick rise as we do get a warmer push of air. That warmer push of air will lead to temperatures up around 40 degrees, and for Sunday morning we'll actually start in the upper 30s. Now, if you're heading outside today, I do think it'll be a mix of sun and clouds. Tonight we'll get some clearing. Always a question mark of how much clearing. That plays a role in just how low can we go. More clearing, lower temperatures, less clearing, a little bit warmer. Vice versa the other way, where if we do get more sun, we could see temperatures into the low to mid 40s. If we don't see a whole lot of sun, we'll be around 40. I do think we'll see a good bit of sunshine tomorrow, thus 40 degrees across the area. Sunday and Monday, warmer. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, warmer, although chances of rain. As for the roads this morning, despite the flurries and the cold weather, haven't seen too many issues across the area, so that's some good news here as we begin your Friday morning commute. Hey, we made it to Friday. Always a question mark if we do that, but we at least did it this week, so give us a pat on the back.
Guys, I'm so excited to introduce you to someone special. Carolyn, you are someone special, but I want to introduce you to this guy. Who is that? I don't need my microphone.
This is Tyson. He's our baby T-Rex here at Jurassic Quest, and I am his trainer, Dino Trainer Carolyn.
Okay, so Carolyn, this is a really big show. Obviously, kids of all ages, right?
Absolutely. We cater to kids 3 to 10. We've got rides, a soft play area, as well as a fossil exhibit where kids can learn the real science of dinosaurs or meet a baby dinosaur up close and personal. And we also have a raptor training experience, a live show that happens every hour where you can train a real raptor.
Which is so cool. So obviously Tyson, how old is Tyson? Do we know?
He's just 6 weeks old, so he's a little guy, but he is growing so quickly.
He really is. And so the show opens up Friday and goes till Sunday, and then you said you have a special code for folks who want to get 10% off, right?
Yeah, we'll be at the Dayton Convention Center. They can get their tickets online at JurassicQuest.com using the code RAPTOR. That'll get you 10% off.
Oh, guys, make sure you come on out to the Dayton Convention Center. Check out Jurassic Quest, and also, wow, check out that guy right there.
He's got a better set of teeth than I do. That's unfair.
Tyson was so cute.
Yeah, it looks like he could rip your face off.
I mean, he was very nice, though.
But he's cute,
They handled him, they did, a good job training him.
Yeah.
It's cute.
T-Rex tranks. No, that's so fun because they have all the life-size dinosaurs, and the kids, they just look at it and they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were just kind of getting set up yesterday, so I didn't want to take any video to like give it away kind of a thing, but I went last year when it was all set up, and it's really kind of cool.
I mean, the little baby, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you're bringing your kids there?
I thought about it, but I don't know. I just think Roman, he just likes to touch too many things right now, and paying
the wrong dinosaur, and they
but paying all that money and then having a temper tantrum just does not sound fun.
And Elise,
so.
I took Hudson to see like a life-size dino exhibit one time when he was about 2.5.
Yeah.
And he cried the whole time.
See, that's I just pass.
You think they like it, and then they're like, "This is scary."
Yeah. So we'll just pass on that for this year anyway.
But looks like fun if you got kids a little bit older.
Yeah, opens today and through Sunday.
Our time right now is 6:52. Job opportunities for people with disabilities on the rise. At 7 on Fox 45, Brad Underwood highlights a positive side effect from the pandemic.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we are tracking the latest developments on that giant surveillance balloon that was flying above the U.S. It's believed to be from China, but we're learning a lot more this morning, and we'll share the response from the White House. Also ahead, how this year's Super Bowl is making history in more ways than one. And then we're going to go back to New Zealand. Robin will take us on her epic adventure to the so-called eighth wonder of the world, And will she or won't she bungee jump from the tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere? Getting the adrenaline on right here on
Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost is now one of 20 states' AGs to send a letter to Walgreens and CVS. They're opposing the pharmacy's decisions to offer abortion pills via mail, saying the pills could harm women.
Our Gwyneth Falloon has the letters and what attorneys are now saying.
In these letters, attorney generals say they're concerned that abortion pills have greater risks than surgical abortions. They also say mailing abortion pills not only violates many states' laws, but also federal law. However, University of Dayton law professor Thaddeus Hoffmeister says since state attorney generals are considered employees of the state, they should not be interpreting federal law.
They're federal United States attorney. It's the Federal Department of Justice. And if they would actually look at the opinion that was issued in December, it kind of breaks down the Comstock Act and how it's been interpreted by case law, by the courts over the past over 100 years. And they have a different take on that. It's based on case law. So really, the federal government should be interpreting federal laws. State employees like Attorney General Yost should interpret state laws.
On a state level, Hoffmeister says states have the authority to make bans and believes conservative states will continue to do so. However, he says they cannot enforce federal law. Attorney General Yost's office sent us this statement saying, quote, "This is about the law, not politics. The president is not a member of Congress and cannot repeal the ban on shipping abortion pills through the mail." Ohio signed on to this letter because businesses need to understand there may be consequences under state and federal law, end quote. We're getting this statement after the Biden administration argued last month that the Postal Service can mail the pills to states where it's banned if the sender does not break the law. Reporting, I'm Gwyneth Falloon.
Bengals player Joe Mixon celebrating a victory against the Buffalo Bills, but now the running back is looking at an arrest warrant. Police say on January 21st, not long before the Bills-Bengals game, he pointed a gun at a woman downtown. He reportedly said, quote, "You should be popped in the face. I should shoot you now. The police can't get me," end quote. Now, Mixon's agent says the misdemeanor charge could be dropped as soon as today. He says this rush to judgment can easily damage a person's reputation. The complaint was filed just yesterday in Hamilton County.
This morning, every year, but more than 350,000 cardiac arrests occur outside of the hospital. And today, of course, is National Wear Red Day, which was why we're all wearing red this morning to help raise awareness about cardiovascular health.
Dayton 24/7 Now's Alex King is live outside of Kettering Health as they prepare to launch a brand new project with the American Heart Association. Alex.
The American Heart Association really wants to highlight women's heart health specifically. It's important to get that education to take care of not only your own health, but the women in your lives as well, including, those women that you know and love very much. CPR can double or triple a person's chance of survival very soon. The first American Heart Association mobile hands-only CPR training kiosk in the country will be available to the public in Dayton. You may have seen one of these kiosks. There's one at the University of Dayton, and they're set up within several airports.
Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women and will claim the lives of 1 in 3 women. And so it is so important and critical to make sure that we have those tools and resources made available to all of the women in our lives so that they can be as healthy and as strong as possible for as long as possible.
She tells me less than half of our population knows how to perform CPR. One of the biggest things that we can all do to be proactive around heart health is being trained